Hello. A lot of people say lower your car. I say opposite. You need to raise it. What is up, everybody? I have made 5 videos and never completed a single one. So, this one, I'm determined to actually finish. I'm gonna put little clips of what I did. At one point I did a video on a boat. I'll put that in right here. And then I did a video on a roll cage. I'll put in a clip from that here. And then I had a couple other videos, but they didn't really go anywhere. So today, I never get to work on my own shit, the Jzx90, and try and get the clutch setup squared away because that thing leaks like a sieve. So I got the lines off, I got the car up in the air, and I'm really trying to avoid pulling the motor because I do not want to do that at all. And I honestly don't know if it would help me very much because I got the trans lowered down a decent amount and I got pretty good access. So I might have to make a tool to tighten it. However, that's not a big deal. I will totally sacrifice a wrench to not pull a motor. And then, yeah, should be good. So this 7/16 wrench is gonna be our donor wrench. I'm gonna cut it off right here at this little edge and I'm gonna weld where is it? I lost it. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna weld this extension to it, which is a 1/4 inch drive extension, and it's gonna put it hopefully right at the perfect location to tighten this thing inside the car. Right there. So, put this in my little temporary vise because I broke the big vise. You guys probably didn't know that, but I ended up trying to press a ball joint in there with it and it wasn't having it and it fucking broke. So yeah, temp vise, cut this wrench off and then see if we can tighten this line down. I really want to drive this thing soon too. I might try and make a drive shaft today as well because fuck it. Okay, got this all cut down. Got this all cut down. I'm gonna weld this up and then try and put that line in like I said. Blam! All welded up. It's not wanting to focus. It's perfectly acceptable. You guys get the point. Extension, wrench. Nailed it. Shove this in its holes and then wrench them around. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good shit. Oh, there's more light. Yeah. More light. Always good. Oh, it's clear as day under here. It's clear as mud. I already got this thing pretty much hand tight almost all the way down. So we'll just make sure we can tighten this. Alright. Alright. That's it. That's all she needed. Now hopefully we're good and we don't have this lower line to tighten because this one's even more of a bitch than the top one. We'll see though, because this one requires 2 wrenches. So unless I get 2 ratchets and 2 wrenches, I'm gonna be pretty fucked. Because like I said, this one spins. This one's got a little fitting in there. It's fucking gay. Alright. So we got the clutch all bled. That's good. That's amazing that it's actually sealed and not fucked up because I really didn't want to take this motor out and now we don't have to. Yeah. Went ahead and measured up some plates, got them cut. That way we're gonna slap those on there as our base plates for our trans mount. So I got the 1 hole drilled. I'm gonna even these up and then I'm gonna throw them in the old mill because fuck drilling anything by hand anymore. I'm way too lazy for that shit. I think I'm gonna end up using some square tube. We have a ton of square tube and it's super easy to work with. I got the original 350Z trans mount and another probably overkill beefy plate that I probably won't, I might not use that, it's huge. Cut this up, drill it, make these holes match those holes. And just like that, it was a fresh new day. I ended up doing a ton of work last night and the camera died. And sometimes when I get in job mode, I just knock shit out. But like I said at the beginning of this video, I am gonna finish this video. I refuse to not finish this video after making all those other videos and not finishing them. So let me give you an update at where we're at now after I busted my ass all night. And just get under the old car here. All right, so ghetto ass trans mount made out of scrap, done. Ghetto ass fucking drive shaft, done. I took a old R154 Cressida drive shaft and modified it. Probably gonna just have this temporarily because it's gonna shake and wobble like a motherfucker. It's actually not crazy out of alignment. I got it fairly straight, but like I said, temporary. I'm glad I didn't show you guys how to do this because I'm sure a bunch of you guys would go kill yourselves with this thing. Went ahead and started to build and figure out what I'm going to do, electrical stuff. I was going to try and start it last night, but I ran out of time and I was fucking exhausted. This is all going to get cleaned up, but this is just for temp, battery ground, battery box. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in the back seat, but for right now, I'm too lazy to route it to the trunk, so I went through this hole in the floor that has nice rubber bushing. Plus all the wiring is in here right now. Once I get a decent battery set up, I think I'll actually try and get it to like idle. I want to see what other issues I'm going to have. I'm super afraid that this side of the block where the oil filter attaches is going to leak. It looks like it has a minor weep, and that's kind of freaky. I don't really want to deal with that. Not that it's super hard to change or anything, but I don't want to fucking do it. I'm so stoked to have the drive shaft at least in so I can get this thing moving around. Plus, when I go to take it out, I could take it straight to the drive shaft shop in Boise and have them pretty much remake it, but not ghetto. Say, this is the exact length I need, this is what I need to happen, and no mismeasuring, no like taking it back and forth. I can be like, remake this, not shitty. And they'll be able to make it. Bitchin' fucking MAF adapter a couple weeks ago. The 2JZ VVTi MAFs, they usually have like a billet box that goes in there, but I went ahead and made one out of sheet metal, and it pretty much just aligns that MAF in the center of a 3-inch tube. And yeah, saved myself 60 bucks, so that's pretty dope. But I had this set up in here so that I can get this thing started. I want to see if the MAF helps getting it running. Obviously it should. The last time we got it to sputter and everything like that. Oh, and we already talked about the clutch is all good. The clutch is money. It's mint. I went ahead and cut the back end of the shifter well also, so that, yeah, everything clears now. It's all good to go. Pretty pumped on that. I went ahead and got this off Quentin. This is what he was going to use in the 13. I'm thinking I'm going to put it right about there, which is like perfectly in between the steering wheel and the shifter, and it should clear and everything. I'm going to make the shifter a little taller and maybe move it forward a little bit. That's how I like them. And then, yeah, oh, we need to get a wheel bearing. That wheel bearing is still way fucking bad. List of things that I want to get done today. I'd like to mock up the turbo setup, which I haven't got to show you guys yet, because I think the last time I showed you it, I was going to be using something completely different. I need to make some radiator piping for the top that goes from this outlet over here to this on this side. I've been fucking around with this thing now for a while, and I went ahead and tried to get it running, and I had a ton of issues and it would not stay running. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. So I kept digging into it deeper and deeper, and I am missing an O2 sensor, but I should be able to get it to run. without an O2 sensor. It should at least idle. I don't think it's gonna run well, it just should idle. And I'm fucking with it, and it just won't fucking run. And so I'm like, by the time that I, you know, thought about it, I was like, man, I bet you after trying to start it all these times, these plugs are probably fouled. This coil pack was not tight. Like, it wasn't tight at all. It was just flopping around in there. And I pulled these 2 spark plugs. I only had 2 on hand to try and swap out. And they didn't look real fucking bad, but they didn't look good either. So I went ahead and put the 2 spark plugs I did have in, and I tightened up this coil pack. And I'm hoping that that will get it to run. So I'm gonna set up the camera, and I guess we're gonna give this a shot. Okay, got you guys all set up. Let's fucking go for it, I guess. Wish me luck. Sick. All right. Well, I'm glad it's running. Power steering felt pretty good. I moved that around real quick. I also checked to see if the clutch would engage and disengage, and it does, and it goes into gear. So, fuck yeah. Now we just gotta put it together legitimately instead of half-assed with battery cables and dumbass shit. And I haven't decided if I'm gonna use this log manifold yet or the manifold I just built for this thing. But I do want to take a second and show you guys the turbo we're gonna be running. So I'm thinking that we're gonna end up running this instead of the smaller turbo. This is the turbo off the BMW. It is quite large. I don't know if it's a great idea or, you know, terrible idea. But we do have some options, so if we try this and we don't like it, we can go to something smaller. I think that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I'm sorry that I haven't been making as much videos. I have actually been making videos, I just haven't been finishing them. So, like I said, hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas, and can't wait to see you guys when we get back from the break. And thanks to all the patrons. Be sure to get on Patreon and find Fabtown on there. The little bit helped a lot, believe it or not, so I was able to buy stuff for this with it. I really appreciate it, and can't wait to see you guys again next time. Peace.
Next time I see you, I'll make sure you